But man, I don't know what, last week looked for you. If it was good, if it was bad. I don't know. But I promise you, and I'm telling you right now that this week coming up, starting today, will be a great week. You will have a great week this week. As long as you go into this week with the right mindset, the right attitude. You get to choose your attitude. You get to choose that on a daily basis. Nobody can, make you have a certain attitude. Nobody can choose your attitude for you. So if you walk into this week expecting stress and expecting failure, expecting, you know, obstacles to come up in your life, that's what's going to happen. It's the attraction, the law of attraction, like I talked about before. If you think negative, if you speak negative, you're going to get negative. That's the only thing that's going to come out of your life. But if you choose the proper attitude, you choose the positive attitude, and you come into this week thinking, growth is going to happen, you think wins are going to happen, you think blessings and opportunities are going to come, you're going to be able to see those things everywhere, because you walked into this week with the right mindset. You walked into this week with the right attitude, so that's the first step of just having a good week is choosing the right attitude and choosing the right mindset, keeping those things positive. You actually got to take action when doing that. You got to set your goals for the week. Like take a moment today or tonight, to set your goals for the week, set your, intention for the week. Maybe it's to stay focused. Maybe it's to work a certain amount of hours or do something. Like just set that goal, bro. Make that small choice today and let that guide you through the rest of the week. Let that guide you and be your plan for the week to make this week a great week, because like I said, it's going to be a great week, man, as long as you just do the things on your end that you need to do, as long as you take the proper steps, as long as you, set your goals, as long as you come in with the right mindset and the right attitude, and also as long as you keep God first. Even if challenges may come this week, even if obstacles may arise this week, remember that your faith is stronger than you think. Remember that God has already, set your plan for this week and set your path for this week. So maybe it might be hard right now, but it's not about how it starts, it's about how it's finished. It's about what do you do after the obstacles? What do you do after, some challenges may arise? Like just continue to trust God, continue to keep your faith in God, because I promise you, He's lining things up for your good. He's lining things up for your growth and for you to become the best person that you can. So you got to trust that, man. So just, go into this week with the right attitude, man. Make this week a great week. Even if it may get hard at times, like just continue to hold your head high, continue to just keep pushing and just keep trusting God. Remember that this week is your week. You get to choose the outcome. You get to choose the attitude. You get to choose how much trust you put into God. Like you get to choose those things, man. So make this week your week, make the most of it, try to grow as much as you can, man. And I can't wait to hear how it goes, at the end of the week. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. We're at 600 subs. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one.